Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino, and this is my post-market wrap-up on this very, very interesting Tuesday, April 6, 2021. We have to talk, and I mean it. It's going to be lovely, and I hope I don't go crazy, but I guess we'll just see how that plays out. Let's start off with the markets here. So, fractional losses across the board for the major indices. Keep in mind that just yesterday, the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the S&P 500 closed at new all-time record highs. So fractional losses today, okay, just lovely. Also realize that the Nasdaq is just 3% off of its all-time record high. So this market's doing pretty darn good here. But that wasn't the real story today at all. 10-year yield, bam, coming down nicely, 1.65, dollar getting hit. Hold that thought because I want to talk more about the dollar. I think we're about to see something kind of interesting happen here. Silver put on a nice gain. Gold put on a nice gain. Cryptocurrencies doing very well. I mean, XRP especially, whammo, doing phenomenal. Now, let's talk about crude oil. Crude oil was awesome. Crude oil finished higher today by about 1.25%. However, earlier in the day, it was up almost 3.5%. Do you know why? Well, hold that thought too. We're going to talk about that because I want to do a blow-by-blow with you, events throughout the day, cover what happened. Again, this is a game. Nothing is what it seems to be, and it's all just a shit show. Okay, I think I can say that out here. You just can't say certain other words. I think you know what they are. Because, this is no longer the United States of America. This is the New World Order. And they are watching you and me. All right, so let's do this. Let's do a little blow by blow. Lovely. All right, so earlier, like I said, crude, I didn't really understand what was going on here with regard to crude oil. At first, I'm starting to post crude is higher, 2.7%, over 3%. Then all of a sudden we found out what happened. Well, another ship got lodged in the Suez Canal or stalled in the Suez Canal or had an engine fire or something along those lines. It was cleared. However, the desired effect was, again, to prop up crude oil here. And I am very concerned about a false flag event occurring soon. But it's kind of funny. I explained to you that you would see supply route disruptions, and here we go today. It was temporary. Apparently, they did clear the ship. But look, these events don't even have to be real. You understand that, right? All they have to do is say they happened, and, crude will go up. Crude oil must be kept propped up. It's the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. The entire energy sector depends on it. The entire financial sector depends on it. The investment banks have trillions upon freaking trillions of dollars invested, leveraged bets that crude oil will go higher. And they will not lose. You will lose first. I promise you always do. The banks, they got us by the throat, and there's nothing we can do about that. I would love to talk about some of this other stuff. I can't do it because, again, I'm not allowed to do it in the New World Order. But I do post links to all the stuff you're not supposed to see in my chat room on traderschoice.net. Go have a look at it. All right. Let us move forward here. Again, I'm going on about crude. Crude oil rebounding strongly, over 3% higher. And then apparently the story came out about the ship stalling in the Suez or whatever the heck is going on over there. Now, I want to read you some information here. This is Reuters. Oh, it's just so sad, honestly. U.S. bankruptcies surged in March to the highest level in a year, driven by a 41% jump in month-to-month filings by consumers. Now tell me again how we are in an economic boom, please. That's the narrative, the mainstream. We're in a boom. Bankruptcies are skyrocketing. Middle class is being decimated, absolutely decimated. It's very sad. Now here we go. This is the IMF today. Very interesting here. The IMF is saying that the skyrocketing debts and deficits of the United States, quote, It's not a major concern. Meanwhile, Janet Yellen, the new Treasury Secretary, just gave them $650 billion of your money. Yeah, courtesy of the American people. Did you get to vote on that? Or Janet Yellen could just do whatever she wants to do? Oh yeah, that she can. She can do whatever she wants. You have no say-so because you don't matter. Oh, imagine my surprise. Lovely. Now this I want to talk about. Goldman Sachs, I'm going to read you the headline. Goldman Sachs waves the white flag on its short US dollar recommendation. To me, this says the dollar is about to crater. Crater. Understand, this is how it's always designed. And we know for a long time that this dollar is in la-la land. The Fed is diluting it. So by Goldman Sachs saying they're waving the white flag with regard to a short dollar position, I'm telling you to go short the dollar big time. How do you do it? You hold precious metals. You hold cryptocurrencies. That's how you get short the dollar. There's other ways to do it, but those are the most simple way. Unbelievable. Here, to me, this is a huge sign that the dollar is about to crater. That's what I said earlier today. Let me ask you a question here while we're on the subject of Wall Street superbank. So if a Wall Street superbank, this is me, like Goldman Sachs, for example, had to choose between its own profit and the well-being of its clients, who would lose? I think you know. Yeah, this is lovely. Reuters. Traffic slows in the Suez Canal as tanker faces difficulties. Crude, bam, over 3%. You know, we gave back a lot, and that scares me because we're going to see something else happen here. I expect a false flag. As a matter of fact, I want to know from you, how long do you think it's going to be before there's a false flag attack on Iran by the United States to prop up crude? How long? I think they're ready for it right now. They're just waiting for the go. Now, here's the freak. This thing, this is a subhuman creature, okay? Fed President Loretta Mester. I mean, the woman, I think honestly, she's possessed by the devil, okay? She looks like it at least. Anyway, here's the headline. This is what she said, that the Federal Reserve should be deliberately patient on monetary policy, meaning more easy money for as far as the eye can see. You can't make this stuff up. And I'm telling you, this woman's possessed by the devil. Go look at a picture of her, Loretta Mester. She is one freak. And here's some other bad economic news for you. This is terrible. Another one. It's just awful. 80,000 more retail store closures are expected within the next 5 years. 80,000 more retail store closures expected within the next 5 years. But we're in an economic boom. It's fantastic. It's tremendous. You remember those words? So sick. You absolutely can't make this stuff up if you try to, people. Now, I want to read this to you. Again, it just doesn't stop. This is today from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Are you ready? Long-term joblessness is increasing even as the U.S. unemployment rate falls. You know how that works. People drop out of the workforce. They're not counted anymore. They're persona non grata. You don't matter anymore. And 24% of unemployed workers have been jobless for more than a year. But we're in an economic boom. Can't make it up. You can't do it. Absolutely sick. That probably is about it. Let me just skim this real quick. I think I touched on all the important things that I wanted to cover with you people. And really pay attention to these things. Pay attention to what's coming. It's already set up. It's just a matter of time. Because I can promise you, they will not allow crude oil to fall. Today's little event, whether it really happened or not, I mean, maybe it didn't even happen. Okay, all they got to do is say it happened. Crude oil goes up. They're just testing the waters. They want to see how crude is going to respond. I fully believe we're going to see a false flag event relatively soon. I mean, it could happen at any moment. They're just waiting to pull the trigger in the literal sense. Okay, and when they do, crude is going to skyrocket. The energy sector is going to put on a nice gain. The financial sector is going to put on a nice gain. The entire stock market is going to go higher on the back of that news. So watch for it. It's going to happen. Be ready at any moment. You always have to be ready for anything that's coming down the pike. You always have to have the high ground. I think you understand that. Anyway, people, that's pretty much it. Like I said, important video. Please share the video. Let's watch the dollar now that Goldman says that they're abandoning a short dollar position or stance. The dollar is going to crater. The dollar will crater because of that. It's an amazing phenomenon, but that's generally what does happen. I'm out of here. Love you a lot. See you in the morning.